Here's myth number 3. Thermal remediation is prohibitively expensive compared to other methods.
Heck no. Yeah, no, I mean, it's, as I said, you're gonna think of it on a life cycle cost basis. So it's not necessarily cheap. On the other hand, I would say for most CVOC or BTEX type lighter weight petroleum hydrocarbon sites, we could probably be in the $100 to $200 a cubic yard range. For large sites, big volume, we've been probably as cheap as in the mid 70s, $70 per cubic yard range. Obviously, for some of the more complex or higher boiling compounds, the cost might be a little bit more. But I think when you look at being able to achieve very low concentration goals reliably and quickly, there's a value to that.
Well, what is like the destruction rate and I guess effectiveness from the mass destruction? We didn't cover that really previously in our conversation, but you're talking about these costs and life cycle. And if I'm going to make a decision to, let's say I was a client and I was going to make a decision to go with you guys, I want some more certainty that yeah, you're going to really be able to knock the mass out in a relatively quick period of time. Talk a little bit about that effectiveness.
Yeah, we see a range of different conditions in our contract, but virtually every contract we have has some sort of a performance guarantee in it.
Mhm.
And in some cases, that may be a site, a military site, or an industrial site that's going to remain that way for years, and their goal is just mass removal. Get out all of the mobile DNAPL and whatever else comes with it, and we'll monitor the data and tell you when we're done. So kind of a mass removal type goal. In other cases, in most cases, I would say we have specific goals with regard to achieving temperature in the target treatment zone, as well as post-treatment concentrations in soil and occasionally in groundwater. So we're generally for chlorinated solvent compounds, we're generally down less than 1 part per million is kind of frequent goals, less than 5, less than 1. We did a large dioxin treatment project over in Vietnam where our goals were down in the single digit part per trillion range.
Mm.
So, and that's when you're talking about the PFAS compounds, I think we'll start to see treatment goals. They haven't been set yet for soil, but I think we'll start to see soil treatment goals for PFAS compounds probably down in that low part per trillion range as well.